They say the night before your wedding should feel like a dream. Mine felt like standing in the middle of a silent storm, calm on the outside, chaos underneath. I wasn't afraid of the vows or the ceremony. I was afraid of one dinner invitation that could change everything. It started with a message from my fiancé, Adrian. Mom wants you over for dinner tonight. She insists. That word, insists, pressed against my chest like a warning. By then, I'd already tied ribbons around bouquets, steamed my dress, packed the gift for my bridesmaid. Everything was ready, except my heart. I stared at his message for a long time. Part of me wanted to ignore it, to pretend the invitation had gotten lost. But I knew better. When Adrian's mother insisted, it wasn't a request. It was an inspection. That evening, I dressed simply. Navy blue dress, low bun, no armor except calmness. I told myself, be polite. Don't defend. Don't flinch. But when I rang their doorbell, I could already feel judgment waiting on the other side. His father opened first, kind eyes, quiet presence. Then came her, Lorena. Every inch of her spoke of control. Diamond at her throat. Smile so perfect it hurt to look at. Alara, she said. So lovely. Isn't that dress a little plain for a bride? Comfort matters more than sparkle, I replied softly. We sat at the table. Porcelain plates, thin salmon slices, candles burning steady. On the surface, it was elegant. Underneath, it was a chess match. She asked me about my parents, my income, my plans after marriage. Each question sounded like a compliment dressed as a trap. Adrian tried to bridge the silence, but even his laughter felt careful. Why dessert? His father excused himself to the kitchen. Adrian stepped out to take a call from the wedding host. That's when Lorena leaned toward her husband and murmured something in Italian, a soft, venom-laced phrase followed by laughter. They looked at me, assuming, of course, I didn't understand. My fingers tightened around my cup. My breath steadied. I'd spent 3 years studying in Rome. I knew exactly what she said. At least she'll marry into class. Pity her manners are provincial. I stood up, walked around the table, and gently placed my hand over hers. She froze, startled. Then, in flawless Italian, I said, Signora, you don't need to worry. I won't take a cent from you. I can stand on my own feet. And I'll never let anyone say your son married beneath him. The silence that followed could have cracked glass. Her face drained of color, shock, confusion, maybe even shame. Adrian's father looked away, pretending to pour tea he didn't need. When Adrian returned, the air felt heavy, as if the entire apartment had learned a secret. I smiled politely, thanked them for dinner, and left. Outside, the night was cold and clean. I didn't feel victorious, just free. Because that wasn't about revenge. It was about drawing a line between being accepted and being respected. When I got home, I opened my laptop and saw the email I'd been avoiding. A job offer from a Milan design firm. 1 year. Full salary. Apartment covered. It felt like life was whispering, "You've proven yourself. Now choose yourself." Adrian texted later. I saw something happened. You're amazing. Tell me tomorrow. I just replied, sleep well. I didn't know then that tomorrow, the conversation we'd have would decide not just our marriage, but our future. Morning came gray and quiet. He arrived, nervous but steady. I told him about Milan, the offer, the timing, the choice. He listened without interrupting, then said, You don't owe anyone an explanation. If we go together. If we stay, it's because we choose it, not because someone else said so. That was the moment I knew. Respect builds stronger than approval ever will. A month later, we landed in Milan. New city. New life. Sometimes I still think about that dinner, about Lorena's expression when she realized I understood every word. But now, when she calls, her voice is softer. Once, she even asked me to teach her Italian. Funny, isn't it? The language she once used to mock me became the bridge between us. If there's one thing I've learned, it's this. People can question your worth. They can test your patience. But only you decide what you're worth listening to. So tell me, if you were in my place that night, would you have stayed silent? Or would you have answered back?